First of all, just your feeling going into this next season, obviously after a reset and off season.
Yeah. I feel optimistic. Yeah, I think everybody kind of comes into spring feeling ready and excited and hopeful that this year is going to be the year. And yeah, especially my situation. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready and excited just to be back out in the field again.
This off season, obviously, a lot of work involved, a lot of people involved in making sure that the program worked out. Can you just tell me about that, just the effort that it's taken to make sure that you're healthy?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I feel like I have a good team around me, not just the team here, the team, other people outside of the team as well. That the team has given me the okay to work with. So yeah, I think, but it all comes down to me and my commitment to it, and I feel like I've done a really good job of that. The desire to, not only feel good playing baseball, but just feel good on a daily basis. I've really worked at it. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of how far I've come. I still have bad days. I have great days. I have good days. But that's all part of it, and it's just a matter of me continuing with the routine that I've established, and and being hopeful that I hold up for many more years.
When you look at the work that you put in this off season, did it feel like something new, or did it feel like something almost taking you back to earlier days when you were young?
Not really anything new. I mean, I think you kind of go into off seasons, with a goal in mind, and I've had plenty of off seasons where it's like, okay, I want to work on this with my swing. I want to work on this with my weightlifting. I want to work on this with my running form. This off season happened to me. I want to work on this with my back. I want to make sure that I have a stronger back, I want a stronger core. And that was really a lot of my focus with me and my trainer and physical therapist. And I did that. I stuck with the program. Sure, I took some time off here and there to, recoup make sure my mind's sharp. But, even on any vacation I took, I was still consistent in just the movement and, the core activation that I've done the whole off season. So I can honestly say, like, I look back on my off season and I'm super pleased and proud of the work that I put in, and now I just got to go out there and play baseball now.
What was it, entirely in Vegas and other places? Did you come to Denver? How did you do that?
Oh, I didn't go to Denver, but I guess we went for the Fan Fest. I was there, but no, I was mostly in Vegas. A lot of more so phone calls with the guys here, checking in. Them checking in with some of my other people. Can I call them staff? I don't even know. Don't have a staff. I'm not. Definitely not like that. That sounds very... but no, and then kind of went up to the Lake Tahoe area, train at a little bit of altitude. Actually higher altitude than Denver. So that was cool. I mean, did a lot of workouts up there. So... yeah, I mean, and it wasn't just because it was altitude. I like going up there. Yeah, I mean, it was a good off season and no hiccups, just continuing to build on, my days, build on the bad days, build on the good days, check in. Like, if there was a day where I was feeling something, like, check in and see, like, hey, is this something that I'm going to work through, or is this something where I'm going to take my foot off the gas a little bit and just kind of check, because there's going to be times like that throughout the season where, you got to kind of work with what you got, and, and it's not always going to be bad, if you feel something, so it's like all of those experiences for me this off season were very good.
Now, you went to Tahoe, and people I know, they love taking families there. How much were you able to include your family, especially the young kids?
Oh, my family comes with me everywhere. Family's everything to me. They keep me grounded. They keep, they put everything in perspective. Yeah, it's been a rough go of it for me lately, but, I try to be a good role model, not just for my teammates and fans, young kids out there, but my kids too. I think that's my biggest job I have for sure. The kids are getting a little crazy now, but no, I mean, like I said, it keeps you grounded, and I want to go out there and be on the field so that they can watch me play and the fans can watch me play. And I want nothing more to just go out there and dominate. I'm so determined, and it's been frustrating for me. We've talked about this before, but man, I just want to go out there and play baseball.
Your kids, are any of them old enough to kind of appreciate what you're going through? Even crack
No.
a joke, gee, Dad's in the
No,
field.
not at all. Not at all. One day maybe they'll see it, but I don't think it'll be during my playing career. It'll be when I'm chasing them around or taking them to their club ball tournaments or whatever. But no, I wish they did have a little bit of hate me. Maybe don't jump all over Dad right now. But I live for those moments. They're, kids are the best, So good to have them. And our team here has a ton of kids, and it just keeps everybody, grounded and happy and stuff like that.
But they're not far from seeing Dad.
No.
Number 23.
Oh no, my son knows. No, he lives he'll announce. Like, I toss him balls in the backyard, and he'll announce himself, and he'll say he's number 23, Kris Bryant. It's, and then, like, stuff like that, it's like, man, this is, it comes full circle for me, because, like, I remember when I was his age, and I was growing up hitting on the tee and playing baseball, and it's like, now you think back to those times, and you're like, and now I'm here, and it's like, you're just so grateful for that I'm still able to do this and put on a uniform, because a lot of people, aren't in this position. And there's not a day that, I take for granted, good or bad, pain, no pain, good results, bad results. It's just, I'm very thankful to be here, and I want to be on the field and contribute. That's my number one goal this year.
I was going to ask that. Do you sit back and just try to be day by day, or are there times where you're sitting there and it's almost like this determination deep down, I'm going to make this right?
Yeah, no, of course. No, I think, it's tough because, like, as a baseball player, you go through so many, like, thoughts and emotions and stresses and anxieties of performance, or like, oh, what's this coach thinking of me, or this, and I still have those feelings too. And like this, I'm in my 11th year in the big leagues. It's like nobody's immune to that. So it's like, of course, I have like, man, I want to go out there and be exactly who I've been my whole life. It's like, but I think that's what keeps you going. It's like keeps you, waking up, going to hit in the off season, working out. It's like if you still didn't have those feelings, like I don't think that's when you should shut it down. You shouldn't be playing the game anymore. But I totally have those thoughts and feelings, and I hit in the cage and I'm on my hit tracks and I'm like looking at all the data and I'm like, man, this could be better, but yeah, it's exhausting at times, but like it keeps me going, and I just hope I keep that for as long as I am playing the game.
I'm wondering how exhausting it is to keep hearing contract, Rockies, 159 games. I get tired of writing it, to be honest with you.
No, yeah.
Hoping, but there's still something that keeps you.
Oh, of course, yeah. Because like that's been a part of the game forever, and there's so many. Those seem to be the big things, like your contract and what you're making and what you sign for. But there's also like other things that your prospect status. This guy didn't plan out this. It's like I've been dealing with stuff that my whole career. I've been dealing with. Pressures and expectations my whole career. So it's like, like you asked if it gets old. Like I just don't pay too much attention to it, because I've found out early on that the more you pay attention and feed that beast, it's like the more you let it grow. And it's like I just made a decision to myself that like, hey, you can't please everybody. I want to please everybody. I'm a people pleaser. I love when people are happy, but it's like you just can't do it. So trying to put too much energy into it, but at the same time, like I know that deep down that I want it. I'm not giving up by any means. Like I'm working really hard at this. So, and that's I know that I can rest my head on my pillow at night and know that, hey, I still have those that anxiety in me. Like I feel anxiety like the first game of spring training. Like I still have those butterflies. So it's like that's a good spot to be.
So, you were here a few years ago out there on the terrace or whatever it was, and Dick Monfort said, this feels right. I mean, you look around, you see the young kids that are coming up. It's been a rough time, but is it going to be right with when you look at what's here?
I love the talent we have here. Obviously, not many people are going to talk about us. We know that. I mean, you look at the other teams. I mean, obviously the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and we play in a tough division. But we're just throwing the bases out there, and I'm looking at these guys and their arms, and I'm like, holy cow! Like, these guys have some tools, and not just. I mean, you look at last year too. So many guys took so many steps forward, and Tovar and Doyle, and I know Nolan's going to go out there and have a great year, and Mac's going to be steady, and Tolia, and you got Drew Romo coming up, and some really good pitchers and healthy pitchers this year. It's hard not to be excited, and I know nobody's going to talk about us, and that's fine. That's not the worst spot to be. So we're going to go out there, we're going to have good attitude, we're going to have fun, we're going to play hard. I'm going to play hard, I'm going to do everything I just said, and we'll see where we're at the end of the year, you know?
Freeland told me that to be a Colorado Rocky, you almost have to embrace that the rest of the division looks at you as the little brother. Nobody talks about you. Everybody spends more money. You've been a Chicago Cub, and that's a pretty big deal. Colorado Rockies is different, but so how much, if you were a big part of winning here, how much of that will you take on? Like, yeah, I came here and I realize who the Rockies are, and I help.
Yeah, no, there's nothing more satisfying than when you go out there and you struggle and you turn things around and you see more success and you just keep building on that. There's nothing more satisfying than that. And like you mentioned, my previous teams, like at the end of the day, it's all just baseball. Like, other teams spend more money, whatever. It's just baseball. Go out there and play the game. Who cares who we're playing? Who like, my dad always told me it's a nameless, faceless opponent. Just go out there, see the ball. You're playing against the baseball. You know, I think if we can focus on things like that and not get ahead of ourselves and worry about, like, you know, all the other crazy noise that is out there, you set yourself up for way more success, and you put yourself in a way better mindset too. Like, you know, I've been in terrible mindsets, I've been in great mindsets, and I've known what works, what has worked for me and what hasn't. And I always find myself chasing what has worked for me, and it just makes me feel better than reading about, like you said in the past, wins, losses, contract, this and that. Like, no one's ever going to feel good looking at things like that. So I try my best not to. I see some of it, but we're all human, you know, and I'm out there, like I said, working my tail off, trying to get my back right, get my body right, because I have so much determination and fire in me to get out there. So, like I said, I'm excited for this year and excited to get going.
When did you take that swing, maybe in the cage or even here the last couple of days? Have you taken that swing and the ball's come off the bat and you say, yeah, this is Kris Bryant?
I mean, I've felt that every day throughout the offseason. And there's been swings where I'm like, man, this is great. You know, this is exactly how I want to feel. Literally every session I mean, then there's swings in the session where it's like, that was terrible. That's just baseball. We all go through it. Like, my BP today, I wasn't happy with it, but I hit in the cage the other day and I was like, this is amazing. You know, so it's like, baseball players are sick. Like, we're sick individuals, and we just, I don't know, we just have a different type of thought process, and I don't know, you're always chasing the next best thing, and that's what keeps us going.
That's the thing, is you never can predict it. I mean, it would be nice if you could wake up every day and say, I'm going to do this, and it happens.
Yeah.
But
Baseball's a tough game, man. It's like, yeah, it's like when I signed my deal here, I thought, yeah, you know, I'm going to be fantastic. My body feels great. I'm going to go out there and do be exactly what I was the previous 7 years. And then obviously things haven't gone that way. For one reason or the other, I don't know, but like, it happens. It sucks. I'm pissed off about it, but what can I do now? I can only just keep going forward, and that's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be here, and never take for granted another year wearing a Major League Baseball uniform.
Thanks, my man.
You're welcome.
Perfect.